In the heart of the Six Kingdoms, beneath the gaze of silent stone ancestors, a council of war convened here in the Grand Hall, where shadows dance with torchlight. The fate of an age hangs in the balance. Upon the floor, a map of the world is carved in stone, valleys and mountains etched by a forgotten hand. Around a table that glows with an ethereal light, the rulers and strategists of a generation have gathered. There are no smiles, no pleasantries, only the heavy weight of a coming storm. Look at the banners, standing proud and defiant. The golden lion of Eldoria, a symbol of courage and unyielding strength, its threads shimmering like a king's ransom. Beside it, the silver serpent of Silvaria, representing cunning, wisdom, and the ancient magic that flows through their lands. Then, the red sun of Solara, a promise of fierce fire and relentless assault, a kingdom forged in the desert's unforgiving heat. The black mountain of Gorgoth, stoic and immovable, their people as unshakable as the peaks they call home. The blue falcon of Eredor, masters of the skies and the high winds, their gaze sharp and far-seeing. And finally, the white lotus of Lyria, a beacon of purity, hope, and the quiet resilience that blooms even in the darkest of times. Six kingdoms, once rivals, now bound by a single, terrifying threat. For generations, they fought over borders, resources, and old grudges. Now, they share a common enemy, a darkness that threatens to consume them all. The air is thick with unspoken words, with the ghosts of past conflicts, and the fear of a future that may never come to be. Kings who once drew swords against each other now lean over the same map. 他们的目光交汇，带着一种新的理解，一种在共同威胁下形成的脆弱联盟。This isn't a war they chose, but it is a war they must fight. From the glowing heart of the war table, images of the shadow army's relentless march flicker and writhe. Swaths of the map, once green and vibrant, are now stained with a creeping blackness. Villages Fatori's cities besieged, and a tide of darkness that seems to have no end. The generals point with gaunted fingers, their voices low and grave as they debate stratagems and defensive lines. Every decision made in this hole will echo in the clang of steel and the cries of battle. Every plan hatched here will determine who lives and who is lost to the shadows. While the leaders debate, the forges of the Six Kingdoms burn hotter than ever before. This is where war is given its teeth. Listen to the rhythmic symphony of 1,000 hammers striking anvils, a desperate, powerful anthem of defiance. Blacksmiths, their faces slick with sweat and illuminated by the fiery breath of the furnace, work without rest. They are not just crafting metal. They are forging hope, one weapon at a time. Watch as molten steel, glowing like the heart of a captive star, is poured into a mold. The hiss of steam is the serpent's whisper, promising a sharp edge and a deadly point. This liquid fire will soon cool into the form of a sword, a blade destined to be held by a hero, to defend a home, to carve a path through the encroaching darkness. Sparks fly like angry constellations, each one a testament to the skill and a prayer for the warrior who will wield it. Shields are hammered into shape, their surfaces embossed with the symbols of their kingdoms, not just for defense, but as a declaration, we are still here, and we will not break. From the fire of the forge, we move to the discipline of the field. On a wind-swept mountain cliff, where eagles dare not tread, the archers of Eredor practice their deadly art. See how they stand, a line of silent figures against the vast, open sky. They draw them in the Changun Sisham, a fluid, synchronized motion born of years of training. The air hums with the tension of 100 drawn bowstrings, and then, released, a storm of arrows whistles through the air. A dark cloud that soars in a perfect arc before descending upon targets hundreds of yards away. Each arrow finds its mark, a testament to their unmatched precision. They are the kingdom's eyes, and its first, deadly strike from afar. As the sun bleeds across the horizon at dawn, the ground trembles. The legendary cavalry of Eldoria is on the move. Armored warhorses bred for strength and courage thunder across the plains, their hooves kicking up clouds of golden dust. The Knights Dazar, Taman, clad in gleaming plate armor, are a vision of might and valor. They're a living battering ram, a force of nature designed to shatter enemy lines and ride down. The sound of their charge is the sound of an earthquake, a promise of overwhelming power that can turn the tide of any battle. They're the golden lion's roar made manifest. But war is not won by brute force alone. In secluded courtyards, the elite warriors of Silvaria move with a terrifying grace. These are the Serpent's Fangs, soldiers who have turned swordplay into an art form. Watch their synchronized formations, a dance of blades that is both beautiful and lethal. They move as one entity, their swords weaving a complex web of steel. There is no wasted motion, no hesitation. Every parry, every thrust, every step is precise and calculated. To face them is to face a whirlwind of blades, a foe that is as intelligent as it is deadly. And there is another power at play, one that transcends the physical realm. In the tranquil monasteries of Lyria, mystical monks are deep in ritual. Their chants are a low, resonant hum that seems to make the very air vibrate. They are not warriors in the traditional sense, but their role is just as crucial. They are weaving spells of protection, blessing the armies with an ethereal shield against the dark magic of the Shadow Army. Smoke from sacred incense curls towards the heavens, carrying their prayers. They are the kingdom's spiritual heart. Their rituals a quiet but powerful act of defiance, a shield of faith against an enemy. Now, all the pieces are coming together. From every corner of the 6 kingdoms, the armies are assembling. Vast seas of soldiers stretch across 100 valleys, their banners snapping Hispasta's Nuventu. The infantry of Gorgath, stalwart and unyielding, form a wall of shields and spears. The archers of Eredor take to the high ground, their arrows ready. The cavalry of Eldoria prepares for the charge. The elite squads of Silvaria stand ready to exploit any weakness. And over it all, the blessings of the Lyrian monks offer a shimmering veil of protection. The air grows still, the birds fall silent, and then a sound that shakes the very mountains. The deep, resonant blast of a war horn echoes across the landscape. Another answers from a distant hill, and then another, and another, until a chorus of horns rises in a powerful, unified call to arms. It's a sound of unity, of purpose, of a people standing together against a common doom. It is the sound of the 6 kingdoms, finally united. The age of peace is over. The age of war has begun. Just as the last horn fades, a lone rider appears, galloping frantically towards the command post. It's a spy, returned from behind enemy lines. He dismounts, his face pale with a mixture of exhaustion and terror. He carries an urgent message, a scroll sealed with black wax. The generals gather as the seal is broken. The news is grim. The Shadow Army is moving faster than anticipated. Their number is greater than anyone had dared to imagine. They are not just an army. They are a plague, a force of unnatural hunger that consumes everything in its path. The tension in the air, already thick, becomes a crushing weight. The time for planning is over. The time for talking is done. The enemy is at the gates. The final orders are given. The messengers ride out, and the great gears of war begin to turn. The kings and generals look out from the command tent, their faces carved with a grim determination. They see their armies, a vast and magnificent force, the last hope of their world. They are standing on the precipice of history, on the brink of a battle that will be sung about for 1,000 years, or a battle that will mark the end of all songs. The sun sets, casting long, menacing shadows across the land. The night will be long, and the dawn uncertain, but they will face it, together, for their homes, for their people, for the light. The Great War is here. Thanks for watching, and if you're as excited for this saga as we are, make sure to subscribe for more.